the main reason why you are here to see my auntie. I love this woman. She will be honest with you. She will keep it real. Her hugs are genuine. And you know what? Honestly, everyone, without further ado, can I please announce my auntie?
The next Congress member.
Yes, of District 13.
In the state of Michigan.
Yes. Miss Brenda Jones. Yes. Yes.
Good evening to everyone, and first of all, I want to thank the host for tonight. I called him and I said, "Uncle, I need a fundraiser." He said, "Okay, you got it." And this is where we ended up, and it is an awesome venue to end up, so I want to thank you. I want to thank Mom and Dad for having such an awesome son. They say the apple don't fall too far from the tree. And I asked him to call them up because I remember when there used to be a thing. Can you all hear me? Okay. There used to be a thing where the parents would start a business and they would pass it on down to the generation, and to be able to see the business passed down to the generation and then to see the little ones coming up. And I remember when the little ones was born. I remember seeing this big stomach walking around, and the little ones was born, and to know that there is still someone to pass the business on to is a good thing. So I said, brother needs a sister and sister needs a brother, and they have each other. So thank you all so very much for putting this affair on for me this evening. I want to also thank the Illagers for allowing us to grace this venue for a political event. As he said, this is the first political event that have taken place in this venue, and it is an awesome venue. I was just thinking, if the sun was shining today, and as it has been 90 degrees, we would be everywhere around here, and so this is truly an awesome venue. Listen, again, I am Brenda Jones, and I am the candidate for the 13th Congressional District. I feel that I am the most experienced and qualified candidate that is running for this position. Why do I think I am the most experienced and qualified? Let me just tell you a little about me for those that do not know. I am currently serving as Detroit City Council President. I am in my second term as President for Detroit City Council. 13 years I have been on the City Council for the City of Detroit. And so in that period of time, I can tell you that I have been an at-large council member. And so I have represented more constituents than all of the candidates put together. As the City of Detroit council person, I have represented more constituents than all of the candidates put together. So that's one reason. I have had an opportunity, and I'm just going to tell you a little about my experience. I have had an opportunity of being an entrepreneur. I owned a shoe store downtown Detroit. I worked for the phone company for 30 plus years and retired from the phone company. I was a union president as well, vice president, steward as well. I've worked at an insurance company. I've worked in a law firm. I've been a Block Club Association president. So I had that experience of all of it. Now, in this career, I've had an opportunity, and I still serve as a trustee for the Michigan Municipal League, and also a vice chairperson for Southeast Michigan of Governments, SIMCOG. And so in the terms that I've served, I've had an opportunity to meet some of everyone. some of everyone. And so I think that's a good thing, because the one thing that I know, you can know everything, but you also need to know people. And you have to build relationships. And that's exactly what I have done during my tenure and during my lifetime, is building relationships with people. The other thing I know is that you're not always going to agree, but you have to know how to agree to disagree in order to get things done for the good of who you are serving. And that's exactly what I plan to do in D.C. I plan to reach across the aisle to get things done for the 13th Congressional District. The 13th Congressional District, in case you did not know, is the poorest district in the state of Michigan. The poorest district in the state of Michigan. The one thing I believe is that our quality of life cannot depend on our zip code. Our quality of life cannot depend on our zip codes. And that is exactly what is going on. Our quality of life is depending on our zip codes. There are municipalities in the 13th Congressional District that have no retail whatsoever. Can you believe that, women? And I say that to the women because you guys know women shop much more than men. No retail, no grocery stores. Municipality that is paying taxes, no public schools, but they're paying a millage for public schools, no banks in that municipality. And so we see a lot of things going on, and I don't need to talk about redlining and how much we are paying for insurance, not just auto insurance, home insurance, business insurance. We are truly being redlined, and our zip code is depending on our quality of life as well as our quality of business. Because if you wasn't redlined, that means you would have more profits. You would have more profits. And so there are so many things that I want to go to D.C. to fight for. And as I look around the room and I see some of our younger people, the one thing that I know is a problem is having affordable college insurance. Affordable college education. I'm thinking about insurance because I'm thinking about how much I pay. But affordable college education, or free college education, and free vocational training, jobs. And if you don't want to go to college and you want to get into the skilled trades, and there is so much money in D.C. for skilled trades, you should be able to have free apprenticeship training, free vocational training, so that you don't have to work 3 jobs to try to feed a family. And there are careers out there for you that the government can give money to the state of Michigan for us to have in the 13th Congressional District. I think about health insurance. Everyone does not have health insurance. You have some people that's trying to decide, do I eat? Do I eat? Do I go to the doctor? Do I get my prescription filled? We should have affordable and health insurance for all. And it's just so much dental care. You should have that as well. It is just so much that I want to go to D.C. and fight for the 13th Congressional District. You remember Detroit, and you remember they said, will the last person turn off the lights? Look at what has happened in Detroit. And if it's happened in Detroit, it could happen in the 13th Congressional District, and it can happen throughout the state of Michigan if we work together to make things happen. So I'm not going to stand up here and continue to talk because there's just so many things. And, he said you came here to see me. No, you really came here to party, some of you, and I know that. And so I'm going to walk around and talk to you because sometimes people have questions that they just don't want to ask and everyone to hear. So I'm going to walk around and talk to you, but then there's one more important thing that I want to tell you. This election is going to be different than any other election because the 13th Congressional District seat has not been vacant since 1965 when John Conyers ran for the seat and took possession of that seat. And so there are quite a few candidates that are running, but the one thing that's important is that you're going to have to vote 2 times. Not one time, but 2 times. There is a partial term that will be on the ballot. That partial term will go up until January the 3rd of 2019 because John Conyers retired during the term and there was not a special election for that term. So someone is going to have to finish out that term. Also, once you vote for that partial term, you're going to have to vote for the full term. So that's 2 times you're going to have to vote. The full term begins January the 3rd, 2019, and it ends January the 3rd, 2021. So I am asking you to vote for Brenda Jones, not 1 time, but 2 times. It's going to be important that whoever gets that partial seat is ready to go in, ready to work, because that's lame duck. And you know, during lame duck, if you know anything about politics, that's when they push everything through. And it's going to be important that it's the same person that goes into that full term, because if it's not, that means whoever is sitting there don't have to worry about too much and they can just do whatever. So it's going to be important that you elect the same person to fill the partial term that's going to fill the full term. So again, and I want to introduce my staff in case you see someone walking on the streets and you need to ask them a question. I'm going to introduce the staff, first of all, for the campaign. And I'm going to start off with Rochelle Collins, who is the fundraiser, who did such a wonderful job and she's all the way in the back raising. And come on up here, Rochelle. I also want to introduce Jamie Brooks. Come on up, Jamie, who is my scheduler. And Jamie has a hard job because she has to work the campaign schedule, and then she has to talk to my scheduler on my regular job to make sure there's no conflict in the evening, because I'm still working a full-time job as the council president that I was elected to do, and I will continue to work that job until I move over to another job. So I am working my full-time job and running a campaign, and Jamie is the scheduler for the campaign. Also, Stephen Grady, who is the treasurer for the campaign. Michael, who is field operations and everything else, and I thank God for Michael was a candidate and actually filed, Michael Gilmore was a candidate and actually filed his petitions and was qualified and then said, I'm going to step out and join a team that I want to see win. And so Michael has joined our team. And then I have other people, but we actually are having a women's committee meeting that's going on right now. And so they're at the women's committee meeting. So Christy, come on up, Christy Jensen, who is the campaign manager. And Christy has the experience. She ran the campaign for Brenda Lawrence, who also endorsed me. Now, I have a lot of endorsements, but the most important endorsement is your endorsement. It's the endorsement of the people who actually live in this 13th Congressional District, the people who actually visit the 13th Congressional District, the people who actually work in the 13th Congressional District. That is the most important endorsement. this is the campaign team. I'm going to introduce also my city team because you also might need something done on the city side. And so they are here. Many of them are here tonight as well. I'm looking at Yolanda. Yolanda, come up. Yolanda Lockett. Margaretta Vincent. Linda Wesley is the community liaison. Geraldine Simmons, who is my scheduler. What happened to Geraldine? Jasmine Barnes, who is the policy person. And I think that is it for my staff that is here so far. Okay, so this is the team from the city side, the team from the campaign side. The city side also volunteers to help me as well when they're not doing city work. And so if you need any of us at any time, please do not hesitate to call upon us. We are public servants. That's right. We signed up for the job. We are public servants, and it's what we do. So don't ever think you are bothering us. If anybody ever give you a funny look, like they don't want to do it, call me so I can straighten that funny look up. I thank you all again for being here. I appreciate you all. If you have any questions, any concerns, I always say I'm a hands-on person. They call me the citizen's voice because I'm out dealing with the citizens every day, 7 days a week. Not 5, not a 9 to 5. I go much past 9 to 5. And I say I am a public servant for all people. That's right. Everybody. That's right. I represent everybody. I represent, and I will continue to do just that. I thank God for giving me the ability and giving me the opportunity to be able to do the things that I do. I have family and friends here from California. Raise your hand. And I don't want to leave out John Pitts, who tells me you never know when to stop working. So thank you all for your support. Thank you all for your support. And again, thank you all for your support. I'll say one thing. God allowed me to be a council member. When everyone said, why are you running? There were people saying, you're going to lose. And I said, how can you lose something you don't have? That's right. God has given me the ability to learn much and to meet many people and to do a job to service the people. I will continue to do just that. I will continue to be hands-on. I will continue to talk to people. I will never be a person that's not reachable and that's not touchable. Because it's one thing I believe. Everything that goes up eventually come down. And everything you stepped on while you was going up, you got to step across when you come down. And guess what? You just might get tripped if you're not careful. So I try to treat everybody properly and the same. Again, thank you for being here. I am here to assist. I am here to talk to you. I am here to learn as well because I don't know everything. And I always say I don't want to know everything. But what I don't know is somebody I can call that does know. And I'm not ever going to make up something just to give you an answer. I will tell you I don't know. Let me find out. So again, thank you so much for being here. Thank you for your support. I thank the Pies for all that you have done. And I can tell you that the Pies is a funeral home with class. They are a funeral home with class. They handle your loved ones just as if they would handle their own loved ones. So again, thank you all, and thank you for being in the city of Detroit, having your business in the city of Detroit, in the 13th Congressional District. Thank you all. Again, we're also in the 13th Congressional District right here. So again, thank you all for being here. Again, if there's ever anything I can do to be of any assistance, don't hesitate to call me or one of these people that you see up here. Again, thank you all. God bless you, and I love you.